Under a canopy of stars, the cliff top offered a sweeping view of the ocean below, waves crashing softly in the distance. Inside a small, well-loved car, Michael sat nervously gripping the edge of a velvet box in his pocket, while Lily fidgeted in the passenger seat, unaware of what he was about to do. The night air was crisp, and the silence between them was heavy. Michael cleared his throat, trying to calm the pounding in his chest. His fingers traced the edge of the engagement ring hidden inside the box as he glanced at Lily, who was looking out the window, her delicate features glowing under the moonlight. He stammered, trying to find the right words. We've been together for a while now, and Before he could finish, a faint humming sound filled the air, like static electricity. Lily turned to him, her eyes wide with confusion, as the car suddenly shook. "Michael, what's happening?" she whispered, her voice trembling. He didn't have a chance to answer. A blinding light enveloped them, flooding the car. Out of nowhere, small, gray-skinned figures materialized around the vehicle, their large, almond-shaped eyes unblinking as they stared through the windows. "Aliens," Michael whispered, his voice barely audible as panic gripped him. The velvet box slipped from his hand and fell to the floor of the car, forgotten in the shock of the moment. The figures moved closer, and before either of them could react, the air shimmered, revealing a sleek, metallic craft hovering just above the ground. The car doors clicked open, and a force beyond their control pulled them out of their seats. Michael tried to reach for Lily, but his body was frozen in place as they were both dragged toward the craft. His heart pounded, and a flood of adrenaline hit him, but his limbs refused to cooperate. All he could do was watch as they floated into the UFO, the world around them a blur of light and strange hums. Inside the craft, the cold, sterile environment made everything feel surreal. The alien grays moved with eerie precision, guiding them onto metallic slabs in the center of the room. Michael's vision blurred as a series of bright lights flashed overhead. He could hear Lily's shallow breathing beside him, but couldn't turn his head to see her. Then, the examination began. Strange sensations rippled through their bodies as unseen forces prodded their minds and muscles. A voice, not of this world, echoed in their thoughts, though neither could understand the words. Time stretched, became fluid, and just as suddenly as it had started, the examination was over. The next thing they knew, Michael and Lily were back in the car, their bodies aching and their minds hazy. A heavy silence hung between them. Michael blinked, his surroundings coming into focus, when he noticed something odd. Lily wasn't in her usual dress. She was wearing his jacket and jeans, and he was wearing her floral dress. "Lily," Michael began, but she was already staring at him, eyes wide with disbelief. "They switched our clothes," she whispered, her voice barely audible. The absurdity of the situation hit them both at once, but there was no time to process it. Panic seized them as the memory of the aliens flashed back into their minds. They scrambled in the car, Michael fumbling with the keys. His hands shook so badly that he dropped them twice before managing to start the engine. "Go, go, go!" Lily shouted, her fear breaking through her usual shyness. The tires screeched against the gravel as they sped away from the cliff, the UFO now nowhere in sight. The wind whipped through the open windows as they drove, their hearts pounding in sync with the rush of adrenaline. Neither of them said a word, but they both knew nothing would ever be the same again. The velvet box lay forgotten beneath the passenger seat.